The time is exactly 8:55 a.m. Welcome back. This is News and Views on Salam Media. We are now going to be joined by Neville Van Rooy. He is a community outreach coordinator for the Green Connection. A very good morning to you, Neville. Welcome to the program. And gosh, we commend you for the type of work you're involved in. So this has to do, has to do with oil and gas exploration, but we do know that it's hugely damaging to our environments. Welcome. And how is it that you find yourself in this space, Neville?
Good morning to you and good morning to the listeners. And once again, thank you for this opportunity again. Yes, I'm a boy from the Karoo and I got involved with the fracking that we are fighting on this side.
Wow.
And it
Mm.
just escalated to me doing oil and gas in the ocean.
Okay, Neville, can I just take a step back there? A couple of years ago, fracking in the Karoo was big, big, big news, not only in South Africa but all around the world. Has that has that died down? Has it stopped? Has organizations like yourself made sure that it didn't go ahead, the fracking in the Karoo?
Yes, we have managed to just put a little hold on it for a while, but it is now back with the Minister of Mineral Resources, minister that wants to come and frack the Karoo. They have done tests here. There's a wellhead here next to Beaufort West. I'm here today, and we will be taking this fight all the way again if they want to do it again, because we want to protect our water source in the country that is already so scarce in this area. So it is very important for us to defend our right to clean water and our right to food, even if it's talking about the ocean as well. So, and climate change is also here on us. It's no longer a distant phenomenon. We've seen what has happened in KZN. You see the droughts in the Karoo and the zero, not to mention, just to mention few. Yeah, so that's the concern that we around, and we need to protect our environment for present and future generations, as is stated in the Constitution.
Okay, still staying with the Karoo and the fracking situation in the Karoo. We know that obviously Karoo is a very water scarce area. And my understanding, if I apply my mind way back to the time these issues were being discussed, was that fracking is very water intensive. So, where on earth are the companies that are going to be doing the fracking in the Karoo get the water from, because you're already a water scarce area?
Exactly, that one was one of our big questions. And to put more detail to that, our water comes from underground. So if they want to drill underground, they have to go through the water table, and it's very unpredictable with the cracks and the porous of the water structures of geology down the earth there. And so there is no guarantee that that gas will not go into our water, and this is putting our lives at great risk. The animals' lives at great risk. Our food that we eat and water that we drink here at great risk. And so we cannot tolerate and allow that to go ahead. And such water, where will it come from? We're all asking that question to have no answers to that. And we're not given sufficient answers to that. And so it's still the concern. But now the current mayor of Beaufort West also is hungry to frack the Karoo as well and do all sorts of mining in this area. And we will not tolerate that.
Okay, so it's all about lining your back pocket, isn't it? That being said, then, Neville, let's look at your latest picket, your latest protest. This has to do with the gas company Total, and talk to us more about it, because now we're moving away from the Karoo per se, and we're looking at the protection of our oceans and our ocean animals and the livelihood of the fisher folk along the coastline.
Very much so. Today, the Green Connection and various civil society organizations and small-scale fishers around coastal towns and even as far as Joburg and here in Beaufort West, where I am today, we will be, sending out strong messages to companies like Total who wants to sabotage our ocean with oil and gas. we're in a climate crisis, in a climate emergency. An emergency requires you to run in the opposite direction. Why are our government and industry still running towards fossil fuels? This is an existential crisis. This is an attack on our food crops. This is an attack on our water source. This is an attack on our environment. And we cannot allow this. Let me quote Antonio Guterres that says, investing in more oil and gas infrastructure is a moral and economic madness. And so we know that this company has got a 9.6 billion rand profit, and they want to still feed this greed to continue to fill our oceans for oil and gas. There is a very good example that Mossel Bay is currently closed for its beaches because there's been an oil spill of the oil activity and industry in that area already. So that is the risk that we are talking about. And the small-scale fishers is feeling the brunt already since there's not a lot of fish for them because of climate change already. Now, still on top of that, they need to grapple with oil and gas, greedy companies that want to complicate our oceans and drill our oceans and pollute our oceans even further.
Okay, so talk to us about the nationwide picket. When is it happening, and what is it that you want concerned citizens to be doing on the day of the nationwide picket?
Telling Total to stop their intervention into our oceans because they have not one, not two, not three, more than 4 activities where they are involved to be drilling for oil and gas in the ocean, and we want them to stop. We want them to go for cleaner and greener type of energy. If they can have an energy solution in the Roo and Krishka where they have renewable energy, then they can do the entire country renewable energy. Why are they still tampering with fossil fuels? So they need to do the responsible thing to do away with oil and gas in our ocean. And we know that there is not a lot of jobs for ordinary people, but they are promoting this as there is jobs for people and making people think that there is some sort of benefits for people, and that is not true. They need to be honest about that and let people go to cleaner energies. We want people to get involved and go to the total marches around the country, mostly around the coastal towns, where we have these actions, to go and join, to go and make your voice heard, because it's important to protect our livelihood. Our livelihood, the ocean is close to us. The ocean is sacred. What our animals that we protect is close to us, and we want to protect that environment for present and future generations. So people need to make their voice heard today.
Okay, so when's it happening? Is it today or tomorrow?
It's today that we will be, yes, we will be at various stations.
Just give us that rundown very quickly, the times and where you're going to be, so people can, hopefully, if they haven't yet heard about the nationwide picket, they can make their way over and, just make those numbers bigger and more vociferous.
Yes, in Beaufort West, we will be starting at 10. In Sandton, I think they will also start around from 12 to 2. In Cape Town, there would be Lakeside and Pardon Island. In Port Nolloth, there will be the Port Nolloth Beach. And Port St. John's, there will also be the beach there in Port St. John's, as well as also in Knysna, in front of the Total Garage, there will also be action over there. And also in the area of Becha, they will also go to the local Total Garage over there. So that is the areas that I can mention just off the top of my head.
Okay, and you're not handing over any memorandums or anything. You're just going to be picketing and stating the very hard facts that we as South Africans and the local communities are totally against oil and gas exploration.
No, we definitely are handing over petition and memorandums as well to these managers at the Total Garages and at the offices in Sandton as well. So we will be handing over documents as well.
Okay, go well. We do know it's going to be very well attended, and a very strong message will be handed over to the oil company. And we will then hook up with you perhaps in the new year just to hear what sort of developments are happening in and around the Karoo and other parts of South Africa regarding, exploitation of our resources, our natural resources. Keep that flag flying as high as you possibly can. Neville Van Rooy, Community Outreach Coordinator for the Green Connection. I thank you for your commitment and your time this morning.
Thank you. It's lovely chatting to you.
Likewise. 6 after 9, news and views on Salam Media. Standing by to join us now is our news correspondent, Zai Jadwit, with the news bulletin of the day. So please don't go away. And I also want to extend a very warm welcome to our Polokwane listeners on One Nation FM. Do remain with us for the next hour. We have some interesting discussions lined up for you. We'll be talking with Dr. Ferial Adam. She's an environmental justice activist. We're going to be looking at the sewage situation in Durban, on the Durban beaches. We'll also be talking with Darby Ritt about the GDP situation, the third quarter. And we're going to be looking at a report suggesting that South Africa is in a very dire situation. So let's get Darby's input on that issue. And first up, in the second hour, which we're in right now, we'll be talking with Mohammed Desai. He's from Africa for Palestine, and we are going to be looking at Al Jazeera taking the killing of Shireen Abu Akleh to the ICC.